Hello. What is it that draws people to read stories? What pulls them in? It's just a fiction, so what's the point? What is it that draws people to watch films that are fiction? Let's just stay with fiction just for now because it proves a point. Well, the very interesting thing that's there, the draw that pulls anyone in, is the possibility of transformation. We hope to transform by reading a book, by watching a film, through going on the journey with the characters. We go on this journey, whether it's grounded or fantastical. The characters transform, and we transform vicariously through being a part of that process, through putting ourselves in the character's shoes. So it's transformation that's more important than anything. It's the transformation, the possibility, the potential to transform that draws us into wanting to read a story or watch a story. So what is it that draws us to writing a story? Well, it's the very same thing, isn't it? It's the possibility, the potential that writing a story has in relation to helping the writer transform. So it's all about this transformation thing. That's the most important thing here. So let's have a look at how our characters transform. Well, usually what happens is we start the book or we start the scene with the character, the protagonist, going about their life, and it's something quite special that they do. They have a unique thing that they do, whether it's good or bad, that draws us in. Or we want to know what's going on in this character's life, and through just seeing the normal interactions the character has with the people around them and also the world as a whole, we start to learn that important trait about the character that makes them interesting. And then from this position, typically the character, the protagonist, loses or gains something, and through that loss or gain, the character, the protagonist, grows in some way. They have to learn certain lessons, how to deal with fame, for example, something along the lines of maybe the protagonist has suddenly become famous, a famous singer. How do they deal with that fame? That's then the main body of the story. Or they might lose something. I'm trying to think of some examples now. I guess this is the first one of Indiana Jones. Just going with films more than anything here. But films, script writing uses the same techniques. Indiana Jones, I think it's the first one. Yes, it is the first one, isn't it? Temple of Doom, is it? So you've got the opening scene where you have Indiana Jones going through this rather spectacular labyrinth type place, somewhere exotic in the jungle. And there's all kinds of booby traps, and you see how skillful he is. Straight away you learn how skillful the character is. He must have been doing this a long time to develop these special skills. He navigates all the booby traps. He gets his prize at the centre of the construct, which is like a little gold idol type thing. And then he manages to avoid all the booby traps on the way out. And there's a huge boulder coming after him and is running, and he manages to save his own life and gain his prize, only to have someone come along right at that moment and steal it away from him. So that creates a void there, it creates a space that has to be filled by the character, and that is the main body of the film. This scenario is often referred to in writing as the save the cat scenario. The main body of the film is to propel the character into a position where they have gained back what they have lost, and in doing so they grow into a completely different universe, in as much that their awareness of the world around them grows as a result of them increases as a result of them gaining back this item or this thing that they've lost, whether it's an item or whether it's something else. In gaining that one thing back that they lost, they've grown as a person, and they can learn from that transition. They can learn from that transition, and in doing so, they're a bigger, better person. They're propelled into a universe where they've gained far more than the thing they lost in the first place. That's the premise of a lot of stories. And why is that compelling? Because that's the premise of life. We come across these movements in life. Every day we gain and lose something. We experience these movements in life. And if we lose something, then we grow as a person to get back to the point where we have that thing back. And in having that thing back and getting that thing back, our world has become a bigger place. Our awareness of the world has increased. So transformation is always at the heart of any good story, because transformation is at the heart of life. So whether it's to a larger or lesser degree, but you could say, but what about, there's a great channel actually called Film Courage. I'll put the link in the comments, in the descriptions below, and it explains all this really well actually. Don't be put off by the fact that it's to do with films and script writing if you're a writer of novels and short stories, because the same techniques apply. It all works. These techniques that are used in film are used in writing novels, writing short stories, just writing in general. And one of the examples that is brought forward is Forrest Gump, because his character doesn't transform. So how come Forrest Gump was an absolute smash and everybody wanted to know what happened to Forrest Gump? You're drawn into his universe, if you like. You're drawn into his world, and yet he's not transforming. So where's the transformation? Well, in this instance, it's not the character that transforms. The character stays the same, but it's the world around the character that transforms. And more than that, the character transforms the world. So you're watching the transformation in the world around the character because of the character. So it's still a story of transformation. It's just not a transformation of the character. It's a transformation of the world because of the character. So it's always about transformation. I think that's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say here. When you're writing, when you're thinking about where you're going with your story, it doesn't matter how fantastical it is. It could be something like Star Wars and science fiction. It's still about life. It's still about the transformation that we experience in life every day through interactions with the people around us, through interactions with our own psyche, our own conscience, and through interactions with the world and the larger universe around us. That's what you need to be looking at more than anything, and how we transform as a result of those interactions, or, as with Forrest Gump, how the universe around the character transforms because of the character. Transformation. That's what it's about. Thanks for listening. I hope that helps a little bit. I'll leave a link to Film Courage in the comments, in the descriptions box just here, because it's a great channel and they publish something every day to make the writer really think about what it is they're doing and how they can perfect their art. Okay, so that will definitely be helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you really soon. Bye for now. Bye guys.